UK cosplay at school in Denmark. So these are Danish kids dressing like British people. This looks pretty much exactly accurate. Why are they so good at this? Are there a lot of British tourists in Denmark? But where's Barry? Even the British know these Danes nailed it. This guy nailed it. He looks like the guy I stabbed yesterday. Devil Went Down to Georgia is so fascinating to me because it's so American. In any other culture, it'd be a cautionary tale of hubris and fooling with the demonic. But in America, Johnny actually is just better than the devil. It's so American. Like he's literally just some normal guy that beats Satan himself with a fiddle. A true American pastime. Average Georgian be like, Indians when North Indian bring bronze versus Indians when South Indians bring gold. Air hostess arrested for smuggling nearly 1 kg of gold. Poor South Indians. Does India only want bronze medals? I blew 200,000 euros flying an Indian man into Europe and paying him to teach my son Sanskrit. He wanted his son to feel connected to his Aryan heritage. It turned out the Indian was actually a scammer. He had actually been teaching him Tamil and I was unable to tell. I'm broke now. Well, I mean, at least they're considered both some of the oldest languages in the world. Even though I don't know anything about both of them, I feel like I would have been able to see the difference. Come on. I hope this didn't just cause a war. When I'm in an unoriginal flag competition and my opponent is Arab countries. I kind of forgot about that, but I mean, you could say the same thing for some European countries too. To be fair, regions around the world tend to have kind of similar looking flags. Not all the time, but a lot of times. But I guess it wouldn't hurt to, maybe spice some things up. Oh no! It appears that you only accepted 9 out of 10 of my absurd demands. I have no choice but to destroy Europe now. Thanks, Austria, for that. They just love doing this, don't they? I mean, not just Europe, the whole world. They did it twice. First with Franz Ferdinand, then with a Austrian painter. It is said that Franz Joseph woke up in the middle of the night, unable to sleep, just to add more demands because he was afraid that Serbs might actually accept the whole ultimatum. Starts 2 world wars, loses both. Blame both on Germany. Finding out that 3 World War II era dictators had at least 1 testy blown off. It makes no damn sense. Compels me though. I guess you could say they all had similar origin stories, or at least it's what started their villain arc. Hitler from Germany, Francisco Franco from Spain, and Chiang Kai-shek from China, not the communist side though. I have never heard this word in my life, but that's an interesting way to put it. There might be a lot more of this going around, we just don't have anyone to check. I asked my grandma if she had a hard time moving to New York City from Poland as a teenager and going to high school in BK knowing 0 English, and if people didn't want to be her friend with her, except she then held my shoulder and looked me in the eyes and said, Austin, I was gorgeous. Everyone wanted to be my friend. Sounds like grandma thinks that she was potentially a lot prettier than her granddaughter. Well, now we just need to see. She still got it? How to talk with your tall barbarian girlfriend. First, this is an example of what not to do, but here's how it should be done. Is that her town being pillaged in the background? I can't tell if that's tears rolling down. Is this how the Romans truly felt? How the Romans saw the Celts. How the Celts saw themselves. How I saw the Celts. Clearly a weeb, but I guess everyone deserves their own depiction of historical people. Meanwhile, what the Celts actually look like. Move over, goth girlfriend I'm never going to have. Now I only want my Celtic girlfriend I'm never gonna have. Balkan History Starter Pack. National heroes who fought the Turks. Banger songs like The Battle Has Begun, Bulgarian patriotic song, and Drum Bun. Okay, yeah. I freak with it. Being butthurt over lost territory. We need to liberate this sacred land. 8, insert Balkan country here. Troops defeated 1 Gorillion Turkish troops in battle of insert bad source. Trust me, bro. It's actually insert poop whole land, whatever, yeah. And this is gonna be some of the most interesting history you'll ever study. I love this stuff. Glorifying your history and achievements during the Olympic opening ceremony to show off the world. Don't care about anyone, be yourself, and offend half the world. And that's just how the French decided to do it for the recent Olympic opening ceremony. I gotta admit, you know, controversy aside, seems like most of the world either loved it or hated it. For me, watching it, I was just like, this is so France. This is what they would do. I'm not surprised at all. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I'm just like, yeah, France would. You know, it's just only offending half the world? What a failure. That's not enough. Seriously, it just was the most French thing ever. Like, why are people surprised? It's what they do. Boats for other nations, tiny, weak, barely seaworthy. Meanwhile, USA parade yacht, massive, full of patriots, and could potentially even be a battleship. That's how the United States decided to roll into the Olympics, or float. Cut to the last time Americans came to France on boats. They should have just used these D-Day landing crafts again. Silence, Venezuelan living in Venezuela. A Western socialist is talking. Oh, there's been so much of this. It's hard to even make a comment about this stuff. I've met so many Venezuelans here in the US, in Spain, in Mexico. I hope it just gets better for them. Filipino workers leave Poland due to harsh working conditions. Thousands of Filipinos, including domestic workers in Hong Kong, have in recent years flocked to new destinations like Poland, tackling mass migration with restrictions and quotas. Nah, how about making working conditions so harsh even people from... Oh, I guess that is one way, Poland. Dang. The weather alone should be reason enough to leave. Me writing some BS letters into the Death Note. Meanwhile, some random Polish guy. How is this possible? I literally just took my keyboard and went... Rip to this Polish guy, you were a real one. It's 2022. I'll simply stop the gas supplies to Europe. One energy crisis and the West crumbles. Oh, this is Putin. Along with Slovakia, Hungary, and Serbia? Bring it, responds the EU. We love you, Papa. What? 2 years later. No, you can't stop oil supplies to Europe. I need that to maintain my allies. No fair. What did we do to deserve this? I actually can't believe we're approaching 2.5 years, almost 3 years since this happened. Elections in dictatorship. Venezuela, where the votes add up to 109%. Then there's Russia, where the votes add up to 146%. Come on, Venezuela, you gotta add those numbers up. Then there's some rookie numbers. Gotta be like Chad, Russia, get up to almost 150%. Noobs in Belarus, they get the results before the elections. We were in LA last year. My Milan teammate says, come on, Christian, this is your country. You gotta show us around. I'm like, I'm from Hershey, Pennsylvania. Okay, so this post is making fun of Europeans' knowledge of American geography, but I would dare to say almost half of Californians probably wouldn't be able to point to Pennsylvania on a map either. I actually wish I could conduct this poll. I need to go out there and start making stuff like this. I'm really confident there'd be so many wrong answers. Dude, I barely understand like Canadian geography sometimes. Australians watching the Olympic flag be raised upside down at the Olympic opening ceremony. We did it all just for them. Gotta make sure they enjoy the games as well, being upside down and all. Not to be a super American, but why does a lot of the English-speaking world other than us seem to make bad French fries? You're just eating all these huge slimy steak fries all the time? Could I move to New Zealand and make millions introducing you to curly fries? What's going on? I think I've shared this experience. I don't think I've ever been outside of the US and had good fries. Great American fries are great, but it's not consistent. Plenty of disappointments too. Oh, well, yeah. It's a massive variation. Why don't you have state health care like we do in Germany? Why are you religious? We're not like that in Germany. Why do you let your people be patriotic? We don't do that in Germany. Why do you let your people have guns? We don't do that in Germany. Why don't you make building from brick like we do in Germany? Why don't you have trains like we do in Germany? Germans try not to say this impossible challenge. I think I've heard these statements all several times before too. To be fair, I probably say this though myself, even as a non-German. I would like trains, yes. Germany challenges Turkey's protected status claim for the doner kebab. Turkey wants doner registered as its guaranteed traditional specialty across Europe. Akin to this ham, also Neapolitan pizza. Reading this headline, I think the Germans are just still holding a grudge against Turkey for the Ottomans' lack of a performance during World War I, maybe? Perhaps, I don't know. I can't believe he didn't cry during the Titanic. Do men not have feelings? No. Meanwhile, men. Nokia CEO ended his speech saying this, we didn't do anything wrong, but somehow we lost. Oh, this is gonna break everyone's heart. Why can't we have our Nokia brick phones right now? Imagine having the power to end anyone's life just with your cellular device. One shot to the head will put anyone in a coma for like at least 2 years. They were literally indestructible. Nokia and Finland was like Lego and Denmark, Minecraft and Sweden. Scandinavians when it goes above 20 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, Icelanders when it goes above 10 degrees Celsius. Yeah, they're really not built for that over there. Anything above like 50 degrees Fahrenheit and they all melt. I'm absolutely screaming my 6th graders had to write an essay about their favorite celebrities and one girl wrote hers about Abraham Lincoln. Please remember that I don't live in America. This is a 12-year-old Korean girl and when asked about her favorite celebrity, her mind automatically jumped to the 16th president of the United States. Jeez, 12-year-old Korean girls out here so much more base than all of us. That should be everyone's favorite celebrity, I feel. Big ol' thanks to my patrons. Drew's Argentinian Grandpa. Lucas the Canadian Goose from Avaka.
Drew har förevisats från Sverige för brottet att vara dans.
Mgmluthegoat, Archaeology, Sarsath, Carmel Saida, DaBeautiful-MEGAN, Fredrik your dad back with the milk. Look out, InquisitorXarius, King, sebby if you hear this, and Tambre.